Hello, teacher Alicia. I'm Marco Ponce from Campus La Marina here in Mazatlan, and I'm going to talk about the Cold War. The Cold War II is the conflict between USA and the Soviet Union after the World War II. Some important dates. Sorry for it, but I don't remember the number of this part. Was in April of 1945, Roosevelt, the president, dies. In July of the same year, the first atomic bomb works. And July of 1946, the Bikini Atoll test was a giant nuclear weapon test to show to the Soviet his weapons power. This is just like a belief. It's not proved by anyone, but a lot of people believe that was to show his power. In June of 1948, the Czechoslovakia communist leader Marshal Joseph Tito refused to bend to Stalin and raised with Moscow after years of the unsafe alliance. In July of 1959, the kitchen debate, the vice president Richard Nixon and the Soviet leader Nikita Khrushchev engaged in a debate called the kitchen debate in Moscow about the future of their societies. Is named the Cold War because there was no direct fight between the principal powers. Only they moved his power in other countries, and because there was no direct fire, it's called cold. ¿Qué países fueron los líderes mundiales durante este periodo?
Estados Unidos y Rusia.
¿Por qué los países que eran aliados se hicieron enemigos después de esta guerra?
Después de la Segunda Guerra Mundial, Estados Unidos y Rusia invadieron Alemania por la zona occidental, Estados Unidos, y por la parte oriental, Alemania. La Unión Soviética intentó controlar la parte occidental de Alemania, entonces cortó los suministros, las entradas de los suministros de los víveres para la parte occidental. Estados Unidos reaccionó enviando víveres por vía aérea, entonces Rusia desistió. A partir de ese momento, las relaciones entre ambos se fracturaron y terminó todo siendo la Guerra Fría.
¿Dónde sucedió este periodo?
Empezó en Europa, en Alemania.
¿Qué opinaba el público general de esta guerra?
La gente común aquí en México siento yo que lo veíamos como algo lejano, que no nos afectaba tanto. Estados Unidos, por la cercanía que tiene con nosotros, siempre ha sido un factor determinante para muchas cosas dentro de nuestro ámbito económico, cultural. Pero Alemania y Europa pues lo vemos más lejano.
¿Qué tipo de armas se utilizaron durante esta guerra?
No se utilizaron armas, fue más bien de tipo psicológico y mediático. Ambos países tenían arsenales nucleares y hubiera sido catastrófico que las utilizaran, por lo tanto fue solamente estarse conflictuando de manera psicológica. Unos apoyaron unas guerras, otros otro bando, y entonces, pero directamente nunca se enfrentaron.
Muchas gracias por esta entrevista. I'm going to free talking because if I follow some steps or list, I get nervous. The Cold War, in this conflict, the start in the difference between the beliefs of each country. The European population was nervous, was very hurted by the war, and the USSR give them like hope. The USA get scared of the USSR power. They were growing, so they put the Marshall Plan to help the other countries. The Soviet Union believed that the Marshall Plan was to gain power in that zone. So they were about to start a conflict, but no one started because of the weapons. They were using nuclear weapons and they could destroy the entire world several times. I think the Cold War was the better way to manage these problems. It was like two kids fight. One shares his toys and the other ones, but the toys are only for him. The difference is that the fight between the boys was possible with nuclear weapons, and the toys was another countries. Um, it's really concerning that like 3 years ago the world could be destroyed several times. The world was divided into big blocks, big powerful blocks. The entire countries were divided in two. There was a lot of fights. There was a lot of bombs. I don't like the socialism. I think when the few have the power over the others, because in the socialism everything is shared, but something need to be the leader. You can see the better example is China. They are socialists, but socialism. They really doesn't share everything. They have some of the richest people in the world, and that have a motive. The capitalism, in the other hand, I think is the more natural way of the economics of the economy. I think it has its problems. My opinion, the better way to manage the economy is like here in Mexico, capitalism, but where the government have some kind of power. The principal problem is in paper sounds beautiful, but in practice is another thing. Well, that's all I believe. Teacher, excuse me for my horrible pronunciation, and I get so nervous when I record myself, so I cannot speak fluently. Sorry for that.